right, there we go. I don't know, can you hear me? Ooh, I'm really loud. Do you see where the sound is? Music. There you go. Thank you, Reverend Vicki Lynn. Good evening. It's nice to see everybody. Happy belated Easter.
Yes.
Happy belated Earth Day.
And to you.
Thank you. And so we're going to start off by setting an intention or offering a prayer, or you can just sit and share your energy, whatever's comfortable for you. Creator of the universe, source of all life, we thank you for this opportunity to be reminded of things that we need to be reminded of. We open our eyes, our ears, and our heart to anything that resonates with us for our best and highest good. We are grateful for your assistance in our journey and for the help of those around us that you have given to us as friends and companions, and so it is.
So it is.
Okay, so I have all this stuff here, all this really cool Easter stuff to me, but I wanted to talk a little bit tonight about Earth Day. And so I thought I would start off by telling a little story and seeing how that resonates with you. Imagine that someone that you really love and care for gives you a gift, something that you really like, and that they spent a lot of time putting together for you or a lot of thought purchasing for you. And you have it for a period of time and you love it when you first get it. So you open up that box and you're just like, oh, this is the most amazing thing ever. Oh, it's so wonderful. And then over a period of time, you show it to people. Oh, look at this really amazing thing that I have, this that my friend gave me, that my family member gave me, whoever it is that you love. And you take care of it and you polish it and you put it in a place of prominence so everybody can see it, and you're so proud. And every time you look at it, it makes your heart just want to burst because it just makes you so happy and brings you so much joy. And then a period of time goes by, years go by and years go by, and all of a sudden, it's gone. You don't even remember where you put it. You don't know who you might have lent it to. You go looking for it everywhere, looking under the bed, looking in the closets, looking everywhere you could possibly think of to try and find it, and you can't find it anywhere. And suddenly you realize, oh my gosh, here's this beautiful thing that somebody gave me, this amazing gift, and I can't even remember what I did with it. I didn't take care of it very well. I was not a very good steward of this incredibly beautiful gift. And so now I want to bring that back to our subject for the evening of the earth. Quite often when we're young, we have that attachment to Mother Nature, to the earth. And if we think for a moment, probably some of us, our earliest personal self-evolution memories are from the earth, either walking in the park or playing with our dog outside in the yard, or our cat, or fish, or whatever kind of animals you have, or skiing with friends, or swimming in a lake someplace. But I'm sure that it doesn't take much effort for you to think of those memories of when you were a child and how you related to the creation of our planet, the trees, the animals, just the vistas all around you, and all of the feeling that it brought to you, the joy that it brought to you, the magic that it caused you to believe in, because it's so beautiful, it's almost surreal. It's almost unnaturally beautiful. And that's the way the earth is. Over a period of time during our lives, we become, I wouldn't say complacent, but we become used to it. So those of us in Florida are especially like that. I live 10 minutes away from beautiful beaches that people come from all over the world to see. Clearwater Beach was voted the #1 beach in the United States. How is that? Beautiful beach. I can't even remember the last time I was on Clearwater Beach. But I'll go down to Sarasota, or I'll go to the Caribbean and enjoy the beach there. But for some reason, I have neglected the opportunity to take advantage of the beautiful gift that I have been given. And I think most of us can say that. On some level, we drive to work, we're completely oblivious to the things that are going on around us. The beautiful sunrise that's coming up over the horizon, or the sunset if we work late. We just kind of go through our emotions, and we've allowed that amazing feeling, that great joy, to kind of take a back seat in our life. And that's exactly what we shouldn't be doing. Because if we're living in the now, and we're living an awakened life, an aware life, all of those gifts that are given to us, we should be very faithful stewards of. So that gift that our friend gave us, we should know where it is. It should still be in that prominent place. It should bring us as much joy now as it did when we first received it with our earth. Each sunrise and sunset should bring us, and they do if we buy out the time, if we go and do that and enjoy that, walk in the park, sit on the beach, go to the mountains, whatever it is that we like to do that connects us to our planet. So that was the first thing that I wanted to talk about, was our relationship to this earth. Most creation stories in just about every religious ideology discuss how we, human beings, were birthed from the planet, that we were created out of the substance of this earth. So it's not so strange that we feel so attached to it. It's not strange that we feel hurt when she hurts, or get upset when we see things that are violent as far as the earth is concerned, where great rifts have been torn in the earth, or trees have pulled out of the ground, and we're just like, oh my gosh, it's so horrible. It is, because it's almost like it's happening to us, or to somebody very, very closely related to us. And we're designed that way specifically so that we feel that way, so that what? It moves us to care for the earth the way that we should, and allow it to hold that place of prominence that it should in our lives. So what does that mean in our everyday life? What does that mean from our day-to-day? Certainly, I've said we should buy out time to spend time in nature. We know that that's essential to our spiritual well-being, to our physical well-being, and more now, if you look up scientific articles, they will tell you how important it is that we spend time in nature and how beneficial it is to our health and our well-being. But what does that mean as far as our behaviors are concerned? Well, one thing is, if you're chewing gum and you're spitting it out the window, that's a bad move. That is not respectful, and it certainly isn't good stewardship. If you're throwing stuff out your windows, not good stewardship. It's not mindful behavior. So we are mindful people. We want to behave in a mindful way. I know that what happens to me sometimes is I get a little distracted, because I'm a little OCD, in case you haven't noticed. And I'll go to the beach and start picking stuff up and spend a good portion of my time on the beach picking up other people's garbage. It doesn't take away from my time on the beach, but it does take away the time that I could be spending with my partner, who's sitting there going, what in the world are you doing? Can you just sit down for 5 minutes and enjoy the moment? So there is a balance there somewhere in between, but it's not a difficult thing to pick things up that other people have dropped. Certainly, I don't consider myself to be above picking up somebody else's garbage, because I appreciate the beauty of our planet. And I've taught my children the same thing. This is a serious commitment. This is a serious relationship that should be considered and behaved, implemented on a regular basis. An attitude that's almost second nature. It shouldn't even be a thought to do those things. And yet, if you drive down the street, you will see garbage all along the median. So there's an awful lot of people that don't know or don't consider what that does to our planet. So what does that do to our planet? Why is that so important? Because right now, as we all know, our planet is changing. Now, not to be political, whether you believe in climate change or you believe that it is the naturally occurring cycle of our planet, doesn't really matter. Our planet is changing. That's a fact. So, as our planet is changing, we need to be more aware of that. We certainly don't want to accelerate a process by which It deteriorates the air that we breathe, right? We don't want to chop down so many trees that now the air is polluted and cannot be cleaned properly. I mean, it's a simple thing. It's not a complicated thing. And this is a fight that's been going on as far as mindfulness is concerned, as far back in my memory as I can remember. I don't know if anybody, well, some of us are older than others, but anybody remembers the crying Native American on the side of the road as people are throwing garbage out of their windows. And obviously, for some reason, it's just not registering with some people. It just kind of goes right over their head. They miss the entire message. So what is the benefit to that? We benefit the earth by taking care of it, and we benefit ourselves because this is our home. This is where we live. So I wouldn't expect that I'd go to your house and you have garbage laying all over the floor and you throw stuff all over the place and you don't pick it up, right? Most of us don't do that unless we have a maid. But even then, somebody's picking it up, right? So we wouldn't do that outside either. Just outside of your home is still your home. This is still your home. And if we consider how the population is growing exponentially, this makes this more serious than ever before. Taking care of our water. Water is life. It's a simple thing. If we have no water, we're not going to live. So if we're throwing things in the water, garbage in the water, if we're not actively participating in the process by which we hold people accountable to dumping stuff in the water, we're just as guilty as the people that are putting it in the water, right? And I'm not saying everybody should go out and be an activist, but you have the right to vote, right? You can participate in the process by which people who have those ideologies, those ideas, and hold those values that are so dear to us into office so that hopefully they'll keep their word and make sure that those things don't happen. Very fortunately, here in Florida, we just had that happen. Yay! So we have somebody in office now who says, I'm going to make sure that the environment is cared for. I'm going to make sure that we don't drill for oil, 10 miles off the shore of Florida. I certainly don't want an oil spill on Clearwater Beach that I never go to, or anywhere else for that matter. But we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to our planet, and we have a responsibility to those who will inhabit this planet beyond us, our children, our grandchildren, right? Or our next life, our next evolution. Do you want to be in a place that's beautiful, or do you want to be someplace, post-apocalyptic, science fiction style, smog world? I mean, some of these pictures really resonate with us when we see how the world could change if we don't take care of our beautiful planet.
Fifth element.
It should move you. It should move you to action. It should move your heart to change behaviors and ideas that may hold you back from making sure that you do the things that you can do to participate in the process of making the earth a beautiful place, a clean place, and a place that can be passed on to generations to come. And I know a lot of people will say, well, we don't plan on being here forever. You know what? We may not be here forever, but this will always be our home. This will always be the place that we came from. And it will always speak to our heart. It will always speak to our spirit. And if we believe in genetic memories, it will live in our memories from generation to generation. So even children that may be raised on a space station someplace far, far away, in their genetics, they'll remember what a tree was like, what a river was like, what a mountain was like, what the animals were like, what fresh air after a rainstorm smelled like. These are small things, but guess what? In culmination, they are large things. They are large things. And so I just wanted to bring that up into our consciousness, especially yesterday, because I have to say, I went to work and nobody mentioned Earth Day. Not one person. I wore my green shirt. I was so excited. You know, I'm a little bit of a tree hugger, I won't lie. There's nothing I like better than a tree. But, you know, we are all connected. And that's a beautiful example of that. You know, we are learning now still so much about this home of ours. For example, just February, we found the largest living mammal on this planet. Just in February of 2019. We found the largest living mammal on this planet. Hard to believe, huh?
Well, what was it?
The Omara whales off the coast of Sri Lanka.
Sweet.
Now they had some political unrest there, civil war, and then when that was ended, the scientists had an opportunity to go back out and do the things that scientists like to do, discover stuff and look at stuff and explore stuff, and so they found these whales. And these whales are larger than the great blue whale, which was the largest mammal on the planet before we found these Omara whales. So they're a subspecies of other Omara whales that I think are off the coast of Japan. But they are unique unto themselves. So how much do we know about this planet? Think about that for a second. If we just found the largest mammal on the planet just recently, that's crazy, right? That means we know next to nothing is what that means, basically. So what other secrets does this beautiful place have to hold for us? What other delights are there for us to see? And if you think it's all by accident that this has happened, I assure you it is not. I was talking to Reverend Sylviane the other day, and we were saying there's an analogy that we learned when we were Jehovah's Witnesses that I love to use, and that is you can take a gun and take it apart and stick it in a box and shake it. And shake it from now until the end of days. It will never put itself together so that you could use it. Never. Never happened. Because this earth didn't just happen. It was created and it evolved specifically for you, for your exquisite delight. And if you don't believe it, sit for a couple of minutes someplace that you like to go and think about it. It won't take long for you to realize that all these things are so amazing. It's not just the way things look, it's the way they smell. It's the way they taste, even the air. How can that be? It just happened. It didn't just happen. And so this beautiful gift I leave for you to consider and put in a prominent place in your heart. Namaste.
Namaste.
At this time, I'd like to offer the opportunity for Reverend Sylviane to come up, and she's going to lead us in a meditation.
Okay, so to dim the lights out there.
Yep.
Is this one?
Yep. Beautiful.
Okay, I'll push the button. Okay, and this one up here.
That's back
Is
in the
top
back.
one?
It's in the back.
No, oh, it's in the back. Everybody just start breathing deep. That's all they do. Take off your shoes. Get grounded, because guess what we're going to talk about? Okay, breathe in through your nose. Deep yoga breaths out through your mouth. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to imagine that you're getting ready to have the perfect day. You're waking up from your bed, you're stretching, you're feeling in the mood of gratefulness and thankfulness that you have another day of life. You see the sun peeking in through the windows, and you know that it's time to start another day. But what's different about today than yesterday? Your intention to have the perfect day. If you'd be able to have this perfect day, you decided that you're going to start your day outside. You're going to fix your coffee or your cup of tea. You're going to go outside to that perfect spot where the east sun will eventually hit your face. And while you're outside, contemplating what the day is going to be like, you're barefoot and you can feel the grass underneath your feet. And because it's the morning time, you feel the wet dew under your feet also. Breathe in from your feet the breath of life that Mother Earth has given you. Be grateful in the moment, knowing that the grass underneath your feet had just given you some fresh oxygen. And know that when you breathe out, that you're loving your plants back, and you're giving them what they need to grow and to be one with you at this moment, at this time, in this perfect day. Cosmos that you're touching, the nutrients of Mother Earth. Let her refresh you. When you put your feet in the earth, it balances out the magnetic fields in your body. An attitude of gratitude. Now it's time for you to look around at your plants, at the flowers that you planted, the bushes that are there, the landing places for the butterfly so it can rest. You planted beautiful flowers for the bees to have a nourishing drink so they can pollinate. You invite the animals into your life, from the smallest little baby lizards to the birds that are chirping in the trees. Invite Mother Nature. Across your lawn, or a squirrel that's decided to eat the bird feed out of the bird feeder that you planted for the birds. Maybe there's a rabbit and a squirrel Open your eyes and wiggle your fingers, and if your feet are still in the sand, that's okay. You can be grounded as long as you want to. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Okay, at this time we're going to drop the lights again and start our healing, hands-on healing. So our chairs are in the back of the room now, and that's only so that you can have some privacy and relax, and you don't feel like people are staring at you, because apparently since they were up here, people felt a little uncomfortable being watched while their eyes were closed. So we have moved them to the back, and actually the healers enjoy that as much as well. So just kind of glance behind you, and when there's an open chair, make your way to the chair, and I will see you on the other side of the room.
Take them off.
thank you guys for keeping your conversations quiet during the healing. That's really important. And I probably should have remembered to remind you to turn your phones off, but I didn't hear anybody's phone ring, so that was really nice too. And typically by now we say goodbye to our Facebook friends, but we haven't yet, so they've been watching, or at least listening anyway, to an empty podium for the last 20 minutes. But that's okay, because we're going to do some announcements before we move on. And next Tuesday is our drum circle. So if you care to join us, yes, Max, it's not tonight, it's next Tuesday. The last Tuesday of the month. So the last Tuesday of the month is our drum circle. Bring your drum and or your rattle or whatever other instrument. You do not bring a trombone, please. That's not going to work. But bring a percussion instrument, and we would love for you to join us in drum circle. We have 2 beautiful drums that keep the beat, and it's lots and lots of fun. Also, it's a potluck, so it's social. If you'd like to bring a dish to share, it gives you an opportunity to get to know each other better. It's a little bit free-form and organic, so it gives us an opportunity to laugh at ourselves a lot too, which is also very therapeutic. So that's this next Tuesday. Next Sunday, so that'll be the second Sunday next month, which is May, will be Mother's Day when we have our last Sunday here. So we have decided to forego our Sundays. It doesn't look like a lot of folks are coming on Sunday, which is perfectly fine because there's lots of fun things to do on Sunday. But keep that in mind. And that last Sunday on Mother's Day, Reverend Max will be doing our public discourse. And I'm sure it will be wonderful since he has some deep pagan roots and worships the goddess. So it should be very interesting to hear his talk on Mother's Day. That is also a potluck day, so it gives us an opportunity for fellowship and to visit with each other. Do not feel obligated to do so. I do understand that it is Mother's Day, and if you haven't spent time with your mother, I understand that as well. And that takes place here at 3 p.m. Reverend Sylvian, can you think of anything else off the top of your head that I am remiss in mentioning? There has been an overhaul of the website, and it is still a work in progress because I'm going back and forth with the students at USF to work on that a little bit.
They didn't get it made yet.
Oh yeah, no, they got a lot done. But as I'm going through it, I'm like, oh, I want to do this now. I'm like the worst customer in the world. It's like, we're done. No, you're not done yet. That's what happens when your daughter is in charge of that team. Gets it cracked the whip. But yeah, so check out our website if you get an opportunity, and of course, friend us on Facebook, and that will help to keep you in the loop of what's going on event-wise. I know that there is a Faces of Courage Cancer Camp coming up, and I will post what that date is. I am remiss in doing that since I started my new job. I've been a little bit discombobulated, so I'm getting used to my new schedule, and I will post that as an event in the next 48 hours or so for anybody that would like to volunteer for that group. It's at the Rotary Camp in Brandon is where that cancer camp is held, and I believe that this is an all-women's camp. I'm not sure. God bless you. And then I'll get a group of healers together to do that as well.
Ministerial school.
Ministerial school will be on Sunday, I believe, instead of Saturday, because my daughter is graduating from USF.
Nice.
And my son-in-law is graduating from USF the same weekend. Yeah! That is very exciting. I love brilliant kids. That's awesome. So I'll be busy that weekend a little bit. So Sunday, and I think I had mentioned it before. So I'm looking forward to that. We're coming close. We're more than halfway through ministry school, so that's really exciting too. And then we will set a date for ordination at that point for our 3 new ministers. Very exciting.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. So that's what's going on there. I think that's about it for now. I can't think of anything else. So I wanted to mention that while we were still on Facebook. Reverend Sylvian, would you do me a favor as I wave goodbye to our Facebook friends? Would you push the button? You may have to push it twice to hit share.
Bye.
Otherwise, you'll just hear me talking again. Bye, Facebook friends.
finish.